What is up, dudes? NYKF31 here, bringing you another segment of Football 101, this time dealing with the air raid offense. Air raid offense part 2, in this case. I'm going to be talking about two core route concepts of the air raid, the shallow cross and the mesh. Two very basic route concepts that are run basically in all levels of football in some form or the other. And it's really a simple, efficient way to create conflicts both in zone coverage and man and get guys open in space and let them do some things after the catch. And the key to making it click both in the real world and in the Madden world is to not reinvent the wheel. The very simple progression: shallow, dig, flat, or release. Or if you're running follow, dig, shallow, flat, and release. And you take a peek at the verticals, see if they can get free. Now, one of the downsides of the shallow cross concept is that it's pretty easy to pattern read. Defenses have gotten adept at saying, hey, okay, if they're going to run a shallow crosser, let's have our defenders gain a little bit more depth on the side away from the shallow and be on the alert for a receiver bricking behind it. And you account for the shallow cross either by allowing them to complete it for a short gain and close, or by matching it in man coverage out of combo man zone. So again, move, counter move. What did offenses do in response to that? They run the follow concept, where they have the shallow cross and the deep dig coming from the same direction. And they've also gotten more clever with the tags associated with the outside receivers. One of my favorite variations of the shallow cross is what Georgia does. Georgia will run a choice concept with the receiver on the right, and he'll either convert his route to a fade, you'll either break it off to a comeback, or a skinny post. Or you can have some teams like to have the backside receiver, the X, run a out. If they see off coverage, they'll bang that. Or they'll wheel the back out of the backfield to create more of a stress on that corner to your right, and either have him settle on that vacated spot or hit him on a mismatch with a linebacker. So while it's a simple concept, there are ways to keep the defense honest and to make them pay for overplaying the cross or the dig with a variety of constraints off of the basic stuff. Like, here's a variation of mesh that illustrates what I mean. A defense can't account for everything on a consistent down-to-down basis. So if you have your wide crosser there, and a defense has been taught to have their backside defenders, their will in this case, gain depth to look for the anything that's coming away deep. Well, you also have a dig behind a secondary crosser and a deep post. So that puts the will backer and the deep safety in conflict. And if all else fails, you have your back coming out of the backfield. So when you're watching games this weekend and you see a receiver just running free with no one around him through your favorite team's zone defense, it's either because of a coverage bust, someone didn't account for their assignment, or an offense dialed up a concept like this, which is designed to put multiple defenders into a bind. There's too many receivers and too much grass for one or two guys in a particular zone coverage scheme to account for. And as a result, someone busts free, depending on what coverage was dialed up by the defense. Alrighty. The Eagles run this a lot. Bunch to the top, single side to the bottom, single receiver to the bottom, rather. Sorry about the choppiness here. It's usually much smoother than this. But you see the mesh concept being run underneath. You see McCoy wheeling out of the backfield, a deep crosser behind the mesh. And what happens here is that one of the linebackers gets caught cheating, and Selleck gets free for a 15-yard gain. From behind the defense, you see, it looks like Riley Cooper here, meshing from your right, or crossing from your right, along with Selleck, and you see the receiver breaking behind. This linebacker squeezing down, looks nice so far. but he overcommits. He carries him too far. He's already passed his man off, and that leaves a void for Selleck to replace him. So it's all about creating conflicts and making guys stay disciplined playing in space. Because I think Sanchez wanted to go to the deeper crosser first, but he pulls the ball down and sees all this grass and takes that. This is the same exact play. But it's going to be against man coverage out of different formation. Same concept. And it goes to McCoy out of the backfield on the wheel. Mesh concept being run underneath, the deep crosser. It's man coverage. They do a good job of not getting picked, not getting rubbed. But when you see McCoy, again, using the matchups in your favor, one-on-one versus a backer, single high look, so there's no one going to be giving help. The Eagles are going to take that all day. And Sanchez makes a great throw. Go Mark. For the completion. Same play, different coverage, and Sanchez recognizes where the matchup is. They bring a man blitz. You see underneath. They don't get rubbed off or picked. Do a good job underneath, but McCoy against the backer is a win for the Eagles. I mean, you'll take that all day. This is straight shallow cross to the H, bottom of your screen. Blitz. He just hits the crosser. You don't get sacked. You don't force the ball downfield. You get the ball out of there quick. Move the ball, move the sticks. Move on. He probably could have hit. I could have hit Selleck right here. Boom, right now. Just the crosser instead. That's okay. Still a positive play. You keep on, marching on. Okay, what do you think is coming? Mesh, that same exact route concept. Again, I'm sorry for the stuttering. Don't know why that's happening today. Same exact concept we saw earlier, different formation. So you've seen the same concept out of 3 different formations. Mesh, clear out, crosser behind the meshing receivers, wheel, man coverage. Sanchez leads him across the field. He's just there with enough separation to make the catch. Missed tackle, makes a move, 20-yard gain. That's what it's about. Get speed in space, make a guy miss, and do some damage with some yak. Just enough of a window there, and he leads him open. 1 missed tackle. And another. And you're 20 yards downfield. Alrighty, this is out of my custom air raid playbook online game footage. This is actually double sluggos. You have slant and goes to your left and right, shallow cross by H, dig by Y. What I like about this is that you had a little pump fake action there, and if you can catch someone just kind of committing to that dig, you have that shallow cross open. And if I think I have a window to get the sluggo open, I'll hit that as well. I'll come back to this play later on in the game. X follow on the bottom. I don't know why the receivers on the right is listed as the time rate of this play. I will look at that. Some type of man coverage or man coverage. I'm looking dig, square in, flat. Look how aggressive the user bites on that shallow cross. I hit that void right behind it.
Is a terrific blitzer going after the quarterback.
Big, shallow, flat on the follow from my. That's how I read it. You can read it short to high if you want. I prefer to read it the other way around. I'll get to the screen game later on. Like, this is how I basically cap off this drive. I go outside with the wide receiver screen, and I get into the end zone a couple of plays later.
When your quarterback throwing against zone.
This is wide, shallow, nothing special here.
From the gun, Flacco trying to work that left side.
Man coverage, just see the space. Just take it. These Ravens tight ends are very, very good.
So good. It's so easy.
I used Denver's playbook as my base. I don't remember if this play was already in there, but I like this variation. You have that clear out on the tight end, and you have a pretty neat looking dig route by the outside receiver, the slot receiver, and again, the tight end clears out the user. I run the shallow cross underneath it.
Throws it short.
They're back at the line after
I think this is, this is bunch mesh. Who's running the mesh? The outside receivers. Stevie Smith's right in the corner. Catch him in man. Get downfield. This one I screw up. This could have been a big play. Everyone is squeezed shallow. I have the post and the corner open, and I miss it. But you see what it's doing. It's forcing him to gradually squeeze and creep up and up and up, and you just hit the vertical stuff right behind it. Now here's another deep shot that's set up nicely that I just barely missed. Shallow cross again. He's got no one in the outside. So I take a shot, and I just miss it. I try to go for the user catch, and I just don't quite hang on to it. You see the shots opening up down the field now. This play, Z-under, is more of a scissors concept than a true shallow cross, but I liked it because it makes people remember that, hey, you can get the back too, coming out of the backfield. Another good variation of the shallow cross to get the back out of the backfield. You have shallow cross, wheel to your left, vertical clear outs to your right. He doesn't know what to use it right now. He's looking for the crosser. The back is wide open. So there you go. I'm obviously not running shallow cross all game long, running other stuff. I just wanted to highlight how the true-to-life air raid concepts can be used in the game in a true-to-life fashion to shred your opponents. So hope you guys enjoyed. Talk to you all later. Guns up.